Welcome to Lessons from the Cockpit. Let's get started. Hey everybody, welcome to Lessons from the Cockpit. I'm Belinda Sandor and I'm going to be your host today, where we're going to share both tactical and practical information about your virtual assistant business. So these tips are for you if you've been a virtual assistant for a while or if you're just starting out. So I would love to hear where you guys are coming in from as we're getting started. So please jump right into the comments, and I can see some of you are there already. Hello, Lynn. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hello. So Lessons from the Cockpit is brought to you from the VA Connection. And at the VA Connection, we work with aspiring and established VAs to help them build a thriving business through our online community, our courses, and our coaching programs. And we do that by teaching VAs to start with the skills they have right now. So today we're going to talk about how to fire a client. All right, this is an important topic and one that is good to think about before it happens, because this can be a very emotional event. So to ground yourself in practicality is a really good thing. So let's move over here. So we've got hello from Amsterdam. This is Frederic. Hello, Heather. Oh, good. Back home in Chattanooga. Woohoo, or Yahoo. Hello, Shauna. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, guys. So let me introduce myself before we jump into this topic, very important topic. So again, keep telling me where you're coming in from. I love that. So this is me and my little delicious daughter, and this is us 12 years ago, back in 2010 when she was 9 and I was just starting out as a VA. And it was a challenging time for me. It was really a challenging time. Things had gone way off the rails. And I was completely overwhelmed. I was just about every part of my life was changing except the part that I was this little girl's mom. So newly single mom, no job, a ton of debt. We had to move 3 times in 4 years. And everywhere I looked, there was struggle. And it was just doing a number on my confidence. What's that game, whack-a-mole or something, where you hit one thing and another thing pops up? That's what it felt like all day long, and it was exhausting. But I knew that I had to figure it out because I didn't want to get a job. And the reason I didn't was because anytime I had had a job in the past, it was not 9 to 5. And even if it was 9 to 5, I'm going to miss this little girl's whole growing up, right? Because being a mom from 6 or 7 at night until they go to bed at this age, that's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted for her. And that's not what I wanted for me either. So I decided I was going to do admin work. It was something that I'd done in my 20s. I was good at it. I really liked it. And it was something that I just thought so many people needed, right? And so at the school bus stop one morning, I'm talking to one of the dads and we're waiting for the school bus to come. And he says, "What's new?" And I said, "Oh, I'm starting a business." I have no idea what I'm talking about. And I said, "I'm going to do admin work." And his whole face changed. Like in a second, he was like, "OMG, really?" He had started a business, a couple weeks, a month before. I don't even, remember. But the thing was that he was drowning in administrative details. Commonsensical stuff that I knew how to do, like pay his bills, set up his QuickBooks, organize his email inbox, things that I've been doing for myself for a long time. And that's what he needed. And he was so thrilled to have me do it. My next client I met in the buffet line at a wedding. So clients are everywhere. And one of the really critical things is to be clear about how you talk about your work so people understand. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that in a few minutes. So here, let's fast forward. I've been in business since 2010. So that's 12 years, believe it or not. I've worked with over 225 clients and I've earned over $1 million, which I didn't really realize that it was adding up like that until I started the VA Connection. And I thought, okay, you've been in business for 10 years. So if you made $70,000 the first year and over $100,000 all the other years, holy cow, that's $1 million from an idea that I had, right? Working from home. And so this is why I love to come to you guys and teach you how I did this, because it's a system. It's definitely a system, and it's one that I still follow today. So let's jump over here, and we've got Lynn says, I love when you work for yourself. You really get to pick and choose who you can best serve. That's right. That's right. And here's someone from Ohio. Hello. And Lana is here. Hello, Lana. Hello, hello, hello. Lisa's live. I love that. Very helpful. Good. Good. And this Facebook user says, your story is so inspiring. I identify so strongly with your need to be available for your kiddo. Yeah, that's what made me determined to make my VA business successful. And hearing your story of success gave me hope when it got hard. That's awesome. That's awesome. Good for you. Good for you. Hello, Sandy. It does get hard, and it's not easy, easy street every day. But I've learned and I've learned what to do. When I hit a bump, like firing a client, right? I've learned what to do. And that's the whole trick. I've been thinking about it a lot. It's not necessarily about what happens. It's about what we do with that information, how quickly we pivot. So thing happens we don't want to have happen. We can either wallow in it, or we can say, pivot, boom. And the speed with which we learn to pivot creates the success. It absolutely creates the success. All right, so let's keep going here. Hello. All right, so here we are today. Here we are about a year ago today. This is Greg, my husband. I never thought I could be this happy. Like, I never thought I could be this happy. And these are our kids, Emily and Greg's 4 boys, David, Charlie, Stephen, and Andy. And this is us on our wedding day about a year ago. And life is really different, and I think a lot of it was, I stopped listening to everybody else and I started listening to me and people who had what I wanted. Because I've always been guided by that. I've had help with my career over the years, different coaches and mentors and things like that. But I only ever listen to people who have what I want. So that's important, and my finances are handled. There's no more minimum payments and, stress and craziness. It's still not all gone, but I have a plan, and I know when it's going to be gone, and I know what is expected of me to meet all of my obligations every single month. So it's no longer, the debt pulling me around. It's very clear. In fact, I spent some time this morning looking at the month, planning it out, what needs to happen, what can I take care of now, and how am I going to get to the goal that I have for the month. So I was there for Emily. I was able to have this relationship because Greg lived 3 hours away from me for 3 years, and we were able to make that work. And I can breathe again. I can totally breathe again. So Jennifer says, this is Jennifer Grant. StreamYard doesn't recognize me for some reason today. Bummer. I know sometimes it does that. Yeah, the ability to be flexible and pivot when things are not working. I've been listening to some inspirational audiobooks lately, and it's really because I was feeling kind of in a rut. I was feeling like I was feeling a little in a rut, and I wanted to figure out what it was, and I wanted to pivot because I knew I needed to, and I knew I wanted to, and I wasn't sure the shift. And that's really it. It's what are you focusing your attention on? What are you focusing your attention on? All right, so let's talk about how to fire a client. Okay, now, so from time to time this happens, right? It's the big deal is not that it happens; it's how we handle it. Okay, it's how we handle it. So for one reason or another, we're not a good fit, and it's time to part ways. Now, this can be stressful even under the best of circumstances, okay? But it's an important part of your business. So today I'm going to talk about what to do when it happens, okay? So first, let's talk about when to fire a client. Now, this is almost more important because this is the mindset shift that has to happen. I can tell you the things to say, what to do, in what order. The critical piece is the mindset shift. Now, I have heard VAs say, more than I can believe, and I probably said it too years ago, I don't like working with this person, but she's really nice. Like, it's fine, have lunch with her, right? So, she stresses me out, but she's really nice. Or, I like the work, but she drives me crazy. There is a way to have it all work together. Now, I have fired, I don't know, probably 6 clients in 12 years. So it doesn't happen a lot, but when it needs to happen, you got to pay attention to that. You have to pay attention to it, because I don't want you to stay in this stuck place. Now, I took on a client a long time ago, probably in 2011 or 12, and I knew she was not a good fit. I also knew she was going to pay me $2,400 a month, and I was still in all the big mess, right? So I took on the client. I worked with her for 2 years, and the key to that was not to complain about her all the time, but to say a time is coming when I can stop this, and to not, get into this whole story about it. And I'll tell you, when I parted ways with her, my family, like Greg, my friends, Emily, they all said to me, "You're like a completely different person now." So don't wait until you have to turn it, you're going to turn into a completely different person to let someone go. It's really not that big of a deal. Okay. It's really not that big of a deal. The other thing could be mismatched expectations. Like, they expect that you're going to answer their questions in 13 seconds, and that doesn't fit into your lifestyle. That's okay. That's okay. Personality mismatch. I've had clients who literally, it felt like when they delivered work to me, like when they asked me to do something in email, it was so disorganized that it felt like they were driving by my house and throwing everything into the driveway. Like I was speechless. I was speechless, and I have a lot of tolerance for people who are unorganized, trying to figure out, like, okay, what are we trying to do and how does this work together? But this just was like way beyond. So you want to make sure that you're working with people that you like, that are respectful. And if there's someone that you want to break up with, we're going to make a plan for that. Good. Okay. So good morning from Houston. Good morning, everyone. From Carolyn's in Oak Park, Michigan. Does the client understand when you fire them or does the client understand when you fire them, or does that not matter? Does the client understand when you fire them, or does that not matter? Oh, do they understand? Oh, okay. Let's talk about that. No, they don't always try to understand, or they don't always understand. All right. So let's talk about best practices. Okay. So the very first thing is, don't take it personally. All right. We're not a match for everybody. And that's why we date before we get married, right? Because we can't really date clients, of course. So don't dwell on how horrible they are, or spend a lot of time complaining about them. Just move on. Okay. Again, just because they're a really nice person doesn't mean it's your job to do work for them. They can find someone else. Okay, here's a big one. You're going to want to expect them to be surprised. Even though you are ready to end it, they might think things are going fine. They might not have any idea. So don't be surprised if they're surprised. Okay. It doesn't mean you're not justified to end the relationship. They just may feel differently, right? They just may feel differently. If they're surprised and you're talking to them, give them some space to have those feelings. All right. You don't have to justify it. You can just be quiet. Okay. You can just be quiet. The next thing is, you want to be professional. You want to be professional. Let them know on the phone or via email, and think about what you're going to say, and keep the emotions and stories out of it. All right. I'm going to say that again. Keep the emotions and the stories out of it. They don't have anything to do with it. Okay. This is a business relationship. Practice with a friend, or let them read the email before you send it. Okay. Absolutely. So I'm just thinking about that for a minute. Also expect that they might lash out. They might lash out and say some things that are not ideal. Just give them the space to do that. Okay. Now, let me tell you something that happened to me. I fired another big client. That client was worth about $20,000 a year, but and I loved the work, but the guy, not so much. And he crossed the line with me. We produced unbelievable work. Like my whole team was doing this, like was talking, or took on this project, and we, with Barry and Mark, my two guys, with their help, we just invented this whole new thing using MailChimp and WordPress and automations. And it was beautiful and it was fun and it was sexy. It was like so great. And the client, he was getting more and more and more irritable. And he had some things going on, but it was like 7 p.m. I'm exhausted. We've been working like crazy. We delivered the project and he got on the phone with me and he started to be condescending. And I thought, this is really strange the way he's talking to me right now. And I listened, and then I just said, it feels like you're being condescending. Now, I don't usually like say something like that, but it seemed appropriate. And I wasn't judging. I just, it's like, it seems like the sky's blue. It feels like you're being condescending. And he said, I am, because blah, 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 blah. And I saw red. Like saw red. My eyes rolled back in my head. I was probably looked like Satan because I was like, what? So I just said to him in the moment, it's late. I think we should talk about this tomorrow. I'm not available for this conversation right now. And I hung up. I checked in with a couple of friends who knew him. And the next day I wrote him an email and I said that I wasn't available for future work. And then here's the thing. So when that happens, you want to be clear. Okay. You don't want to go in, this isn't working. This isn't like trying to torture some boyfriend who you want to snap out of it. This is like, which don't do that either. But this isn't about trying to make the client feel bad so that they'll, line up. This is just like, you've decided. So whatever you've decided, you want to be clear. So what I said to him was, because I was really in his business, I talked to my guys and I said, guys, I'm tapping out. This is not going to work. And we talked about how we could fill my shoes, and mostly Barry could do what I was doing. So great. He can go make some more money. And so I just said to him in an email, I'm not available to work going what's in the future, going forward. I'm available for 30 days. Like I said, because I was really involved in this business. These are the things that I think we need to clean up and migrate before I step back. And please let me know if there are things you'd like to add to this list so we can finalize the list and get working on it. That was it. Not any, I'm sorry, we, you, I, we, all the things, none of that. None of that. Okay. So be clear and stick to the deadline. In that particular case, he kept sending me work that wasn't on the list. And I just had to take a deep breath and hit reply and say, I'm not available for that work. That was it. I'm not available for this work. And just keep going. Not get mad, not trash my energy, not, spiral out and have, a fit, but really just holding the line in a professional way. So I just want to check in on the comments. Keep the emotions and stories out of it. Yeah, they're not, have a moment with your friend, throw something, slam a door, whatever you want to do, but don't do it in front of the client. Don't do it for a long time. They might lash out. Yeah, you have to stop the insanity, or you might lose yourself. Thanks for taking these notes in the chat, Carolyn. I want to work with clients who pay upfront and full, and we can work together with ease and joy. You can absolutely do that. You can absolutely do that. I can look possessed. I can. I'm like every other woman. Oh yeah. Okay, good. Now the next thing is you're going to want to settle up cleanly. Okay. So if you owe your client money or hours, come to an agreement about it. The last client I fired, I just gave her money back. It was a long, complicated relationship. I wasn't enjoying it. We tried for a while and I just didn't have the patience to do that anymore. So I wrote her an email that was probably 3 lines, let's wrap it up. We talked about the money. I sent her a refund. She had a different thought about it. I considered her thought, and then we came to an agreement. So you really, here's the thing, okay? Write this down. The world is small. Behave yourself. Like seriously small. I cannot believe the crisscrosses that have happened in my life, and you don't want to burn any bridges. That's not to say that you can't have your feelings. You can absolutely have your feelings. Just pay attention to who you're having them with, and how you're handling yourself publicly in a professional arena. All right. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is I want you to keep this to yourself. I understand that because I know people that know my people, like the people on my team, my friends. Like I said, the world is small and there's a lot of crisscross. So it's important to keep your feelings to yourself. All right. Keep your feelings to yourself. And remember that it was the two of you that created this relationship, right? And it will not do you any good to damage their reputation. It will not help you in any way. So don't do that. Okay. And thank you, Carolyn. The world is small, behave yourself. I say that to my daughter all the time because the older I get, the smaller it gets. And the people who know each other from different parts of my life or who pop in, it's amazing. Amazing. All right. Good. All right. So these are the best practices. Now, there's one more step that I want you to think about, and that is evaluate what happened. Okay. Take some time to think about the red flags that you might have missed to help you choose better clients in the future. And like I said, I twice fired two really big clients. The first time it was $30,000 a year that she was paying me. But what happened was so she was paying me $60 an hour and my rate went up over the 2 years. I'm not sure to what, but probably $80 or $90 an hour. And so what happened was when she went away, I think we ended our relationship in January. February, I didn't skip a beat because I brought on new clients using the techniques that I teach you guys to have a steady stream of clients. The hole filled right in. People were paying me more. So now I'm working less for lovely people who are aligned with me. And the client who wasn't aligned went away. And it's happened twice. New clients fill the void. If you're open to it and not really shut down and in the vortex of how much you did not enjoy working with this person, you'll make room for new fabulous people to come in. Yes. All right. So before we go, I want to tell you how I can help you choose fabulous clients coming up starting next week. We are launching another VA Client Kickstart Challenge on September 12th, where I will teach you how to have a steady stream of clients in your business if you're starting from scratch, like total scratch, or you've been a VA for a while. These are tried and true methods that I teach that I've been doing myself since 2010. So if you've done the challenge already, come on in. Everybody's welcome. We've got a pop-up group, a Facebook pop-up group with I looked this morning, I think there's 3,500 people in it. Growing like crazy. People are pouring in. Lot of fun. All right. On day one, we're going to talk about services. So you can get started with the services you know how to do right now. Okay. You don't have to go into all this procrastinating learning and all this kind of stuff. You can start right now. On day two is magical because on day two, we learn how to talk about our work in a way that creates a referral engine. And then I'm going to just grab the sticker. And we also learn the power of #StopTalking. Really critical. So if you're interested in this, come find out what it's about. On the third day, people ask me, they say, where do you find your clients? And my answer is my clients find me. And I'm going to show you where to position yourself so that your clients can find you on day 3 on Wednesday. On Thursday, we're going to talk about all the systems you need to support your successful VA business now that you have clients coming in. And I'm going to open doors to VA School. VA School is my 6-month signature course on how to run a thriving VA business no matter where you're starting from. And I'd love to have you think about that. On Friday, epic Q&A. And then we're going to continue the fun for a few more days after that with some bonus sessions and all kinds of, we're going to have prizes and drawings and all kinds of things. Because this can be fun. Making money can be fun. Getting clients can be fun. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So it sounds like Lisa's looking forward to it. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Love the stickers. Yeah, the people who sign up for VA School, there are stickers. There are stickers. Yes, open. Yes. Yeah, it's open now, so come on in. You can find out more information and sign up at vachallenge.info. So scoot yourself over there. Love to have you. And like I said, we're getting started on Monday at noon Eastern. All right, you guys, thank you for coming to Lessons from the Cockpit. I look forward to this every week. It's at the same time every week, which is 10:30 Eastern on Tuesdays. So put it on your calendar and join me here. Okay? Have a great rest of your day. Let's make a wonderful week together. Until next time, bye for now.